What's good, everybody? As of recent AI events, we've seen Ilia Topuria get slammed out at the White House, completely AI, Sora AI logo, it was everywhere, all over the screen. We saw Merab get 50-45 by Jan. It's gotten me thinking. There's these guys that we thought would never lose, who've been beating guys that have beat the guys, and then they ended up losing anyway. Merab beat O'Malley, ended up getting beat by Petr Yan. It's a whole thing. This is a rock, paper, scissors effect. This is what we talk about when we say MMA. What matters is your style. You can be 1 win and 20 losses, right? 20 MMA losses on your record, and you can be an undefeated guy with 30 wins, 0 losses, if your style is good enough. If your style matches up in the perfect way, like for whatever reason, you're just fucking stupid and the guy can't read your moves, and it's just the perfect style, you can win that fight. It doesn't matter how many times you've lost before. It doesn't matter how many people you've beat. It doesn't matter who your opponent has beat. Styles make fights. Today we're going to be talking about the biggest rock, paper, scissors effects in the UFC. We have 4 fights or 4 situations. Let's get right into it with the first one and the most recent one. This shit broke my heart, bro. Not only am I an Ilia Spain Glazer casual. I'm not an Ilia Glazer. Maybe you guys would disagree, but I am a Spanish casual. I am from Spain. And I am a Charles fan. So again, I've been suffering with this trio. At the beginning, it was cinema. We saw Charles Oliveira give birth. Now, he had his first kid. He dyed his hair blonde. He lost to Paul Felder and then just went on this tear, beating everybody. I don't know if it was an 11-fight win streak or whatever. Goes up at one point, misses weight, whatever. Fights Justin Gaethje in what should be a title defense. In our book, it's always been counted as a title defense. Slimes out Justin Gaethje after getting rocked, whatever. Makes it look relatively easy. Alright, that fight was a little bit difficult. He did get rocked, this and that, but Charles always gets rocked. Fast forward a couple years, right? 4 years or something like that. Ilia Topuria slimes out Charles Oliveira after Charles cannot get nothing going for the first round or 2 rounds. Like he slimes him out bad, really bad. And then fast forward even more, a year later, Justin Rufus Gaethje, who had just lost to Charles Oliveira, had lost to Max Holloway, right? 2 guys that Ilia Topuria had handled pretty easily. Slimes out Ilia Topuria in the White House. Puts the hands on him. Definitively wins. It's not like a fluke. He just landed an overhand. He didn't land a head kick Leon Edwards style on Usman in the 5th round. He dismantled Topuria. I think I only give Topuria the 2nd round. And they fought 4 rounds. I give Justin Gaethje 3 of the 4 rounds they fought. That's insane, right? This is what I mean. Rock, paper, scissors effect. Justin Gaethje went in there, made it ugly, was in the clinch, throwing uppercuts. He was out there looking like he was getting rocked by every strike. Whole time he's just shoulder rolling. He's leaning out the way. He's like carrying this shit, like he's moving his leg. You guys can't see me, I don't have my camera on. But he was moving his head out the way, was really taking a lot of the sting off of Ilia's punches. It's one of these situations where styles really do make fights. All right, another example of this. Khamzat, DDP, and Strickland. This is something I really thought I would never see. I knew that Justin Gaethje, had a chance to fluke Ilia. He didn't end up fluking him, right? But that was always in the back of our mind. Justin Gaethje hits hard. He's rocked a bunch of guys. He finished Dustin Poirier with a head kick. Ilia is apparently susceptible to head kicks. That was always a possibility. But Khamzat Chimaev losing to Sean Strickland is fucking wild. Okay? Sean Strickland wins the belt off of Adesanya. First title defense, DDP. Very close fight, right? Goes to I don't know if it was a split or if it was unanimous, but it was very close for DDP in that first fight. Second fight, not close at all, right? Strickland goes out, while DDP's defending against Israel Adesanya, he goes out, fights Paulo Costa, gets a rematch because the first fight was close, whatever, let's give him a rematch. There's no one else really as a contender. Goes out there and gets dominated by DDP. I think DDP took 4 rounds off of Strickland. You can maybe give him, I don't know if it was the second or which round it was, but he makes it look way worse, breaks Strickland's nose, is all fucked, right? And we're thinking, damn, DDP's fucking good. Leading up to the Khamzat fight, we're all like, hey, I don't know, man. Khamzat's undefeated, but DDP has a lot of heart. This and that. Goes out there, and Khamzat just lays on DDP for 5 rounds. Takes no damage. Just threatens submissions every time DDP tries to stand up. Puts his bitch ass in a crucifix. One of the most tragic performances I've ever seen. I picked DDP to win that fight. I let myself get carried away by the propaganda. The South African propaganda got to me, bro. I love DDP. I'm very excited to see him come back against Usman, by the way. That's a fight that got announced recently. But yeah, man, DDP loses to Khamzat. And then we have Khamzat versus Strickland. You're like, this fucking guy, Strickland, got beat twice by DDP. And DDP just got manhandled by Khamzat for 5 rounds. There's no way Strickland wins, bro. He was a huge underdog, like plus 500, whatever. Defends Khamzat's takedowns. Survives the first round, defends all his takedowns, and then just fucking wins a split. How crazy is that, man? The same guy that got slimed out by DDP just beating Khamzat. It's fucking crazy, and this is what I mean, man. Styles make fucking fights. It doesn't matter who you've beat. It doesn't matter who you've lost to. Put this guy in there, he might just win the belt. Who's someone at middleweight that could slime out Strickland and no one would expect? Honestly, RoboCop's old ass, put him in there against Strickland, he might slime him out. Put 41-year-old Jared Cannonier, who's already shared the octagon for like half an hour with Strickland, he might win a split decision. Like, Styles really make fights, alright? I don't want to see Jared Cannonier fight for the title, but that's what I'm talking about. This is very specific. It doesn't matter your past. You know, it doesn't matter if you've been a hoe in your past life. You are essentially a virgin the moment you step in the cage. On to the next matchups. Now, this is an oldie. We're throwing it back like not even that long. We're throwing it back like what? Is this 26? No. When is this? Like 2017 or 2015, 2016? We're throwing it back a little bit. Cody Garbrandt, Cruz, and TJ Dillashaw. This was for you, Emmett LePage. I know that TJ's your boy. But this was another crazy dynamic. You know, I wasn't back. I wasn't seeing this in the moment. I wasn't there, you know, watching all these fights live. But I do remember when I've done my research for videos, I made a video about TJ Dillashaw. I've talked about Cody Garbrandt a bunch. He's still active in the UFC, unlike these other two guys who have just gotten fucked by injuries, bro. It's been crazy. But yeah, like seeing these fights played back and seeing all the dynamics, you know, we have the famous Conor clip talking about TJ being a snake in the grass. There's this whole thing about Dominic Cruz had this generational rivalry with the entire alpha male team, right? He was out there, he lost the first fight to someone in alpha male. I forget if it was Uriah Faber, he lost one fight, right? And then he just went on a streak of like beating 4 guys from that team, including, right, TJ Dillashaw. So Dominic Cruz gets a win over TJ Dillashaw. I think maybe they fought twice, and he won twice, so they only fought once. Cody Garbrandt goes out there, puts on one of the best like 25-minute performances against Dominic Cruz. Is the first guy from Team Alpha Male to really figure him out. And then, you know, he can't come back for an immediate rematch. He can't do this, he can't do that. But TJ Dillashaw comes out, slimes Cody Garbrandt twice, bro. Knocks him out back to back. It's fucking crazy. Cinema. All right. And those fights, they're really interesting fights because apart from the Cruz and TJ fights, the other ones are kind of dominations, honestly. I think Dominic Cruz did lose like 4-1 rounds against Cody Garbrandt, like according to my scoring. And obviously TJ knocked Cody out. You know, the fight was competitive for the little it lasted, but he got knocked out twice pretty bad. It was like the beginning of the Cody chinniness that we see today. But yeah, man, this is one of like the earlier mentions of rock paper scissors event. This guy fought that guy. It's like, wow, no way this guy's ever getting touched, not especially by someone from Team Alpha Male, right? We've seen what this guy does to them. Ends up getting slimed anyway. You know, some people say Dominic Cruz had it coming because there was just so much tape on him that it was impossible to survive that long. But still, a very, very interesting matchup. A very interesting, like, it's very interesting the way it played out and the way these guys are like Jormungandr, bro. The snake eating itself in the tail. All right. Next and final matchup: O'Malley, Yan, and Merab. Now, this is the one like dynamic or the one maybe matchup of fights that we might see resolved because one of these guys might actually get like a definitive win-win over the other one, right? We have Petr Yan getting slimed out 50-45 against Merab in the first fight, 50-45ing him in the next fight, right? And then now the rematch. The rematch, I think, settles it. Whoever wins that rematch, we can't call this a rock, paper, scissors anymore. And then the winner of that fight should fight Sean O'Malley. And again, that settles it. If it's Merab and beats Sean O'Malley a third time, shit stays the same. If it's Petr Yan beats Sean O'Malley, then they're even. They're 1-1. If it's anything, like if it's a split decision, then maybe you could argue this is still some sort of snake effect, right? A triple threat. But honestly, I think it would be a dominant win from Petr Yan. If they were to fight right now, Petr Yan is just so well-rounded. I love Petr Yan. I have to stay faithful to my Georgians because I have my Georgian homie. He recently left us, you know, rest in peace. He moved to Georgia. But yeah, man, this is one of the most like recent showcases of this. We had, of course, Petr Yan losing his belt, then having to fight a bunch of up-and-comers. He went on this very unfortunate losing streak. One of these losses was a very close decision to Sean O'Malley. I scored that fight for Petr Yan, but you never know. And then again, Merab beat Sean O'Malley twice. It is what it is, guys. Of course, you kind of have to ignore like the first Petr Yan and Merab fight for this like snake thing to work. But yeah, man. Petr Yan gets beat by Sean O'Malley. Merab beats Sean O'Malley. And then Petr Yan beats Merab. It's all a circle. It's all a beautiful circle of life, all right? So yeah, man, thank you guys for watching. Let me know if you want a part 2. It was a little bit difficult finding more than 4 of these, like, dynamics. I'm sure if I went back into the archives, went into the Wayback Machine, I could find some old heads. You know, Jerry the Plumber, he fought Michael the Mechanic, and then Michael the Mechanic lost to fucking Tommy the Taxi Driver, right? But yeah, man, let me know if you want to see a part 2 down below. Thank you guys for watching. I have an exam tomorrow. I have another exam on Friday. I'm fucking cooked, bro. An exam on Monday too. Fuck! Alright, thank you. Ciao.